Hello everyone, welcome back to EdgeNext series. So today is all about looking ahead. We're going to talk about the future trends of online gaming and iGaming and how these technologies are going to shaping these industries. So we're so lucky to have Josh again, whose insights have been so valuable to us so far. Josh, do you want to say something to our audience?
Sure. My name is Josh Johnson. I am a solutions provider for EdgeNext, and I've been in this industry, cloud and CDN industry, for about 25 different years, working across all the different technologies and so forth.
Oh, thank you for sharing. So, Josh, can you talk about the current relationship between ISPs and CDNs and how this collaboration is enhancing the online gaming and content delivery experiences?
The big thing with ISPs and CDNs, as I previously mentioned, is number one is making sure is the development of software-defined networking. As CDNs are getting more and more into it, and ISPs are developing their own products to improve it, which is partly which is starting to provide the ability of networking to not have to have commodity hardware. When I say commodity hardware, I'm talking specific routers and switches, et cetera. Software-defined networking allows for the use of really just a standard server with the proper networking software on it that allows you to set up rules. That's one piece. The other piece that CDNs and CDNs will employ that, as well as ISPs will employ that, but also ISPs working with CDNs to provide to build out infrastructure within CDN infrastructure within their own networks, within their own POPs, to accelerate the end user experience, to accelerate the data, to improve things for not only their customers and things like that, but also, as I mentioned, also to improve their upstream costs and make it more affordable to provide these very the game experience in a low latency way.
That sounds so cool. So it sounds like the ISP and CDN are backbone of online gaming world, right?
Yes, I mean, if you look at it at the cloud industry, the CDNs, the ISPs, ISPs, it literally are the backbone of everything. CDNs are, interestingly enough, the evolvement of the CDN industry, it used to be its own kind of technology. It's now becoming the foundation of a lot of the cloud industry. It's becoming kind of an unspoken piece of it. You're building on top of the CDN foundation because it's there. It's the distributed networking and things like that. So yeah, they are there providing these services to the iGaming and video gaming industries, like the security, like the acceleration, like the cloud services, the infrastructure as a service, the networking as a service, all of those different things.
So moving on to CDN technology, which has been a game changer for online gaming. So what are some of the latest innovation in CDN tech that are specifically enhancing gaming experiences?
Well, the software-defined networking is a big piece of it. It's the ability to isolate the traffic, accelerate the traffic within the network more easily than it was, previously, because of the ability to leverage existing infrastructure. The edge compute capabilities and the access and all of that is a big piece, because what a lot of these iGaming and video gaming industries are doing, they can take pieces of their application and move them out towards the edge of the network and leverage that compute technology, not having to build up a big infrastructure on the back end to decrease some of the transit times between. So there might be things that are going on at the edge that are part of the gameplay that are now talking back to the origin, but they don't have to always go back to this origin server. They don't always, and these pieces here are now much more available. You can distribute. It allows for you to modularize different parts of your application and distribute it out and provide those capabilities of building it. And also employ different technologies. You look at you start looking at some of the, it started with the iGaming, but a lot of the age verification stuff that's been going on. You've got different technologies that age verification, now you're starting to look at age verification in the video game industry. And they can actually do some of that work on the edge to offload and improve the experience instead of slowing down that game, and the gameplay. They can do that verification. People can more seamlessly get involved in the game. The streaming technologies also are advancing. The codecs and so forth that are being used to provide higher definition streaming and lower latency streaming.
Okay, so I feel like nowadays everyone is talking about 5G, AI, and Josh, I was really curious, like, how does these emerging technologies going to influencing online gaming and iGaming?
Well, from the point of 5G, it is the ability to just transfer larger amounts of data faster. More resiliency. When you get back down to 3G and 4G, and LTE and so forth, you don't have the capacity. And what this is allowing is for greater capacity, greater delivery, and some of the technologies that are supported. So from that point of view, 5G is just allowing for a more expansive universe. And as the world becomes more and more connected, it just helps the data transfer. AI, especially in the gaming industries, is becoming more and more involved. AI, in some ways, they're saying that within 5 to 10 years, in the game, at least in the video game industry, AI will probably be involved in 50% of the development and delivery of video gaming. AI is key because what it does is it actually allows for the game developers to spend more time developing the game and less time on some of the more basic functions of development or so if you look at a video game, you've got your personal interaction, your players, but you've then got your non-player content, and that aren't. So AI actually allows you to develop NPC, non-player content, more easily. You don't have to focus on that as much. And the AI can kind of enhance the storyline. It can't take over for it because AI doesn't have the ability to have human emotions. It doesn't really, or it's logical, but when there's ethical decisions that are being made and so forth, AI is not there. So the key to human development is they can create the creative storyline and put all the emotion in. But AI not only can decrease some of the more rudimentary parts of it, but also it can get involved in the pre-planning and making sure that everything is done. It can get into data analysis of what happened in player usage, and can then feed back into the developers. Okay, in these scenarios, these are the kind of things that might go on. So AI is, and the same thing is happening in the iGaming world. What are the decisions that are going to be made? What is the data? It's sitting there and looking at parsing the data and analyzing it, and what is next. And from the iGaming world, it's like, okay, now we can change the odds, and maybe we can create a game that is more specific to these people, but I can make more money on it, and things like that.
Okay, it sounds like we're on a cusp of a whole new digital era, right? So speaking of transformation, let's talk about iGaming. So where do you see the future of this industry heading? adding? Like any trends or technological developments that you are particularly excited about?
Well, I think we've talked a lot about how iGaming and video gaming, there's a lot of parallels. And there is, you've got the industry, you've got the underlying pieces, you've got the distributors, the operators, the developers, et cetera, in both of these industries. You've got the publishers and people that provide all of this. From the point of iGaming and technology-wise, I think it's just, I was talking with a gentleman just a little bit ago about the green screening and capabilities there and what is going on and how iGaming can literally create an environment here in this room that looks like a casino simply by using a green screen paint and overlaying technologies. And the involvement, the advances of the ability, you start looking at the financial involvement and how people get paid and how they can, digital currencies can now be incorporated. You start looking at how to drive traffic and in there and the different ways they can do that. They can take AI and look at the players and say, okay, for this kind of game, we're going to go over here into this region and so forth. So it's just all of the technologies, the video, the different technologies are just enhancing it. Video gaming, as I previously mentioned, is becoming more and more of an entertainment, an all-encompassing entertainment piece. iGaming is going to be the same way. It may not have the audiences, it may not have, and the interaction with that video gaming does, but it's going to incorporate this. It incorporates the streaming and the betting, the viewership, internal viewership, and they can create a whole new world to play. And it's really just going to come down to where is it allowed? Where are the regulations that allow it to go?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Josh. That's really insightful. So that's it for our topic 3. Thank you for watching and see you next time.